What Arsenal are doing is simply fantastic. There was so much expectation, so many things written, discussed and debated during their pursuit of a new sporting director. Would it be a yes man to Mikel Arteta? Would it be an individual that rolls over and has his belly tickled? Would it be a friend, a jobs for boys, no real chance for growth, development or challenge to exist? These were a lot of the questions from Arsenal fans, rivals and the media alike. But the approach so far by Arsenal has been nothing short of brilliant. I love what they're doing. They're slowing down the transfer market for other teams. Now, when I say love it, as a Man United fan, this is frustrating. It's annoying. I want them to hurry up. But if I remove my bias, if I remove my dislike of Arsenal as a rival, what I can see is a team that is operating differently in the market. And if you needed an indication to whether or not Arsenal were changing, to whether or not Arsenal were moving in a new direction, whether or not Berta was going to have his belly tickled and rubbed like the proverbial cat by Mikel Arteta, the pursuit of Benjamin Šeško and Viktor Gyökeres should be a prime example as to how they are acting and behaving differently. Now, welcome to Terry Flewers TV. Make sure you're hitting the like button. Make sure you're getting yourself subscribing right here. Of course, nothing's happening to the Football Terrace. Nothing's happening to any of that. But there's only so many bits of content I can put out a day there. This channel is going to speak about more than just the Premier League and sort of the traditional top six, which is what the show was, the Terrace was originally set up to do, the original one at that. So make sure you get yourself subscribing here as well. The way they're operating is simple, and I see this all the time. When I say it's simple, if you read the articles, but what I've seen a lot of recently is Arsenal fans and rivals saying, I don't get it. A little bit like Gobbler from Extras with Ricky Gervais. I don't get it. I don't understand what Arsenal are doing. Now, there's also this, we'll come back to that. There's also this polarized nature surrounding Arsenal and their pursuit of strikers. You've got a big group of Arsenal fans and rivals that, like me, see the quality in Šeško, rate him, understand that he's not the finished article yet, but believe he could be a good fit. You have a percentage of Arsenal fans that are backing it because Arteta's backing it, and they'll back whatever he does. On the flip side, the Arsenal fans that don't want Šeško, a percentage of them is because they don't like Arteta, and whatever he decides to do, they will do the opposite. I mean, it could be pissing down with rain. If they see Arteta with an umbrella, they're getting wet. That's how they feel about him. I understand it, but it's the reality of the situation. Then you get a percentage of Gooners who want Viktor Gyökeres. They see him as the better option. They see him as the better number 9 to push Arsenal towards winning a league title. And there is debate within this. What's so funny to watch from a social media perspective is watching rivals and Arsenal fans alike trying to second guess what Berta, Arteta and Arsenal are doing. It's brilliant to watch, trying to get ahead of the curve. Oh, I need to pick the right player to back. I need to say Šeško's a better option and Gyökeres is dead in case we get Šeško. Rivals going, oh my God, do I say Gyökeres is a bad signing? I can't because my club might get him, but I need to make sure I can shit on Arsenal ahead of time because it's fun to do. It's beautiful to watch because the reality is this. Arsenal are working on both deals. That to me is as clear as the nose on the end of my face. They are working on both deals. They are briefing different media outlets, different information to create this dichotomy. They are most certainly, along with sort of Leipzig, but they are certainly briefing the German press a very different story to their briefing the Portuguese press. The agent and the people in the Gyökeres camp are hearing different stories, different words in comparison to what Šeško's camp are hearing. The similarity is they're both being told they're the number 1 targets by Arsenal, which is leading for the agent of Gyökeres to tell the world he prefers Arsenal. Šeško, he prefers Arsenal. You've got Fabrizio, who is talking far more about the Gyökeres deal. Ornstein, who has mentioned the Šeško deal, but not uttered a single word about Victor Gyökeres and Arsenal, I think, at all this summer. Or I don't remember seeing anything substantial in the last 3 to 4 weeks. If I'm wrong, tag it in the comment section below. You've got Plattenberg, who is convinced that Šeško will become an Arsenal player. Ben Jacobs, that was similar to that, is now talking about the Gyökeres deal and the possibility of it happening, but is the only journalist, along with Ornstein, who talks regularly about Berta's approach to these deals. And why do I think it's brilliant? They're holding up the striker market for everybody else. They've got two of the best candidates falling over backwards to play for them. They are doing this partly because they haven't made their minds up yet. Secondly, because they've got the personal terms in place, it's slowing everybody else down, which means they get to make their decision in relative peace. They'll also be able to drive the price down because it's going to come to a point where both camps are going to realize, damn, they're working on both these deals. They like both of us. Both clubs, they're going to want the deal. But if they try and push the price too high, there's trouble. You were going to see less teams. You'll see teams linked to Šeško. Man United are linked to Gyökeres, but I think you'll see very little movement towards personal terms, bids going in, because clubs rarely make an official approach to the potential selling club until the player has agreed to join them anyway. It's a rarity for a bid to go in without personal terms being agreed or no problem, as the media would say. Arsenal have got the striker market by the short. They've got them like that. They've got them like that right now. And this is such positive news for Arsenal. They need a number 9. They're looking at two slightly different types, but both excellent, potent, great ability, would add an amazing difference and contrast to what they already have in the attack. Now, some will say, Terry, you can't call Šeško potent. Look, 25% of his goals that he scored in his career are match-winning goals. I think if you put him in an Arsenal team, far better than any other side he's played for, I think cream will rise to the top. I'm not going to sit here and play him down because I don't think he's as good as Gyökeres. But it doesn't mean he won't deliver. And with Gyökeres, you can almost do one of those cliched piece of punditry here and by saying, well, Gyökeres is Gyökeres. What more do I need to say? 97 goals in 102, 103 games for Sporting. It speaks for itself, but he scores such an amazing range of goals. He doesn't just need counter-attacks. And even if he does, the Premier League teams score double the amount of counter-attack goals that are scored by the average Portuguese team. This is an absolute cast iron fact you cannot get away from. So if he is, as many rivals have said for a while now, a counter-attack only merchant, well, he's going to feast in the Premier League because it's a much more counter-attack heavy league than Portugal. But by and large, keeping this secret plan under wraps, or maybe even not having made that final decision as of yet, it's got the media a little bit concerned and worried. The journalists don't know which player to really back. It's got them a little shook. Rivals have no idea what's going on. They're holding up the player market. The only thing really missing, and I get why it doesn't exist, is Arsenal fans are not exactly relaxed about the situation by and large. There's a lot of get the deal done, get it over the line, no messing around. But for me personally, from the outside looking in, I think what Arsenal are doing is brilliant. Will they do this with more deals? They may very well do. They may very well do. So you're going to see probably more Arsenal links than ever before to potential players. However, I really think Bert has got his head screwed on. Give us your thoughts, give us your opinions in the comment section below. But I think this approach by Arsenal is genius. Hit the like and the share button. Come follow us here on Terry Flewis TV. Until next time, take care, goodbye, God bless. I'll see you soon. Peace!